So thanks for joining me today for our fall webinar on household giving with gift clubs. This is going to be a bit of a high level. We'll dig into some of the details, but it's more to talk about the concepts and maybe introduce something new to you that you hadn't thought about before. The two things that we'll be looking at are using household giving and putting that value into the header of your one screen so that it can be viewed from there. The second component we'll be looking at is utilizing gift clubs to calculate that household giving. And certainly there are multiple ways to get at this value of household giving. And it's defined primarily by each of the clients. So maybe the first thing that we talk about is why doesn't one provide a household giving value? And this is a fairly simple question to answer, and I'm going to answer it by kind of asking you guys questions. And um, when I ask you, what is household giving? I wonder what kinds of things go through your mind. I imagine sometimes we might want to include soft credits. Sometimes maybe we want to include realized matching gifts and expected matching gifts, or maybe you hadn't thought about whether or not you should include one or the other. When we're looking at pledges, do we include pledges in household giving or only include the payments on pledges? Plan giving, do you include the value of the plan gift? Do you include only the campaign amount on the plan gift? Do you only include the payments on a plan gift? So there's lots of questions that come in when it comes to actually calculating what is household giving. So to help our clients with that, we recommend that household giving be calculated by using gift clubs. And a gift club is one of those things that you can have multiple versions of these. So a gift club is something that you give a title to, you identify what kind of a gift club that it is. In this case, I have created a gift club that I called LT Household Giving. So that's that highlighted field that we see there. And that's standing for me to stand for Lifetime Household Giving. And one of the reasons why I created this gift club in this manner, you can see the begin date and the end dates there on the right-hand side. Those are set to the beginning of time and the end of time. So this household giving value, which may be one of the values, is going to be looking at a couple's giving for all time. And we want this a cumulative amount and just keeps adding every year. You may choose to have a different gift club. That's one that you would recalculate every year. So we want to see household giving for a calendar year or household giving for a fiscal year. Those are basic functions of gift club calculation, which we can certainly talk about at another time as to how you might actually configure each of those to be calculated each year. If we just take a look at some of the other basic definitions, this is where gift clubs becomes so useful. So inherently with a gift club, your hard credit gifts, or the gift amount, is going to be included within the gift club. You'll notice that there isn't anywhere on here to say exclude hard credit gifts. Hard credit gifts are included in gift clubs. Well, then you can start to decide what else should be included besides hard credit giving. So if you don't want to include any pledges, you would use this button here. So you have three choices for pledges. Don't include pledges or the pledge amount. Include the pledge balance. So that is the pledge amount minus any payments. Or include the pledge amount, sorry, which would be the amount before any payments were made. So deciding on how you want to count pledges is very important. We give you those three options. Then the next section down is about matching gifts, and important that you pay attention to both pieces of this. So you can include paid matching gifts. You can also include unpaid matching gifts. One of the fields that oftentimes gets missed when we're using the matching gift scenario or including matching gifts is forgetting to populate the percentage over here. If you leave that percentage at 0, then you will get 0% of any of the matching gift dollars. So I have right now defined my gift club to be paid matching gifts, so only once the dollars come in from my matching company for a person, and then I want to count 100% of those dollars that were matching dollars for this person in their particular gift club. Looking a little bit further down, some settings for planned gifts. So we'll notice that there's 4 radio buttons, so you get to pick one of these options. You can include the total planned gift amount, so that would be the estimated value. You'll see that on the left-hand side of the planned giving record. And you can include 100% or a portion of the planned gift if you wanted to. I did not choose to use the planned gift amount. The next option is include planned gift balances. So similar to a pledge where you have a pledge amount and you make payments against it, that same thing happens with planned gifts. So this is going to be the remaining expectancy value on that planned gift. That's what you want to use. The one that I chose to use is another value that's on the planned gift record, which is called planned gift campaign amount. Now the campaign gift amount is what we want to, it's not the accounting amount value of a planned gift. It's not the how much they actually gave us. We are given the ability to have another value, in this case it's called campaign amount, to indicate how much are we going to give them credit for this planned gift. And you may have formulas around that, but I chose to use that campaign amount as my value. The other option would be not to include planned gift commitments at all. So I have chosen one of those for planned gifts. The last section here is about soft credit commitments or non-hard credit values or non-values. So you've got the ability to include soft credits that are specifically tied to a donor. We also have soft credits that are the spouse contributions. So remember, unlike a soft credit that is applied to a donor, the spouse contributions are there because of a relationship, so a spouse relationship, and being able to share those dollars between the two donors. The other option is other related contributions. That could be contributions that I'm getting credit for my employment or my employer or the business that I own, and I've chosen not to include related contributions. So these are the general setups for contributions. We can also write rules that further define what kinds of contributions would be counted. For example, if you wanted to have the gift club that only counted contributions to a specific fund or to a specific college or that kind of thing, those are additional rules that can be defined around the gift club. So defining the gift club, in this case, again, we're doing a lifetime household giving and using the configuration that I've set up here. After you set up your gift club, you can then set up the levels that go within this. So theoretically, you could end up having multiple levels based on how much money has been put into that gift club. So we maybe have the first level, which is between 1 cent and $5,000, and we would call that the gold level or the silver level. And then you might go from that 500 to, or I can't remember my numbers, whatever that next dollar amount is. And as gift clubs are calculated every year, this person might move through the different levels. This particular example, I didn't need to create, or I didn't want to create any levels within this. So I created a single level within the gift club. After you create your gift club and you've identified what the levels are, then we want to schedule our gift club to run, and that's something that's done through the gift club scheduler, and maybe is going to be done every day. It could be done at a different frequency. So once you have your gift club and it starts to calculate, and it's calculating typically off of activity, so as new gifts are entered or activity records are created, contribution records are created, that person would get recalculated with within the process. So I'm looking right now at the gift club view, and so here's my person, and I can see what has made up her total amount for this particular gift club. I can see that she has $435 in outright gifts, $42.50 of pledges, and $120 in soft credit gifts. There's no planned gifts, there's no matching gifts, and no spouse contributions, for a total of $3,005. What we want to do then is take this calculated value that's being calculated with our gift club, and we want to take that value and put it into the header, for example. So these are our totals. And this particular setup is set up so that we're doing recalculations weekly on, daily on activity, and we're going to do weekly calculations on the master record, which just helps to keep us clean. If you have specific rules, for example, around that are not activity-based, so aren't contribution-based, maybe they're based on the person's category code, or they're based on their marital status, or something like that. Those are not going to be captured with the activity recalc and will need to be picked up by changes made during our master recalc, which just includes everybody in the master table and recalculates them into their new gift clubs if they change. Are there questions about just the basic setup around gift clubs that I can answer for anybody at this time? And it's okay to chat that question or go ahead and turn your speakers on or your microphones on and ask the question that way. And feel free to break in. I will try to watch comments as they come in. So the next step of this is after you have your gift club set up, we would like to show that gift club in the header. So typically what we're seeing is people putting that value somewhere right underneath the relationship drop-down list. And let's go ahead and add that gift club, the HH gift club that I created, and add it right before the primary manager. So we want it to live in the header about in that location. So hopefully you guys are already using these, and this is just one of the examples. This control record is called H system, and it's in default, it's part of your normal control record. And this is going to be the header that everybody will get, all of your users will get, unless there's a specific header that's been built for either themselves as a personal user or them or one of the groups that they happen to belong to. So these are people that don't have other header rules defined for them. The control value, which we see here, which could look like a bunch of gobbledygook to most of us, but there's some very specific things happening in here. This is some basic HTML, and I'm going to show you what that basic HTML is that we're going to be adding in here. So it's very specific. It is HTML programming. You'll need to make sure that you make that as you work through this, that you're being very deliberate and only putting in the characters that you need to use. So HTML coding in the control value. So here's the first piece of that HTML code. Now what I want to have show up on the page in the header is a label, and in this case my label, I want it to say household giving. You can put anything you want in between here. My format typically is the label plus a colon. So I've used these HTML tags, and it's using the less than, capital B, the greater than, so that's putting those brackets around that, the word. And then we close the brackets at the end by putting in that less than slash B, and we end the bracket. So you've got these two little statements, these little tags that are telling us that we want this word or these words, things between there, to be bold. That's all that B stands for. Then we want to use or bring in some kind of data. And the instructions that are part of the control record, which we'll briefly look at in a second, they explain all of the different things that can be brought into this control info header. They include things like a command for birth date, a command for age. We can also bring in all of the master user variable fields, and in 4.4 you'll be able to bring in all of the prospect variable fields, as well as a number of other fields that are in here, like this one that's called Gift Club Total. And the Gift Club Total is a very special data format because it allows us to bring in the Gift Club Total for a specific user group. So in this case, my user group code is HH. And so I've added gift underscore club underscore total underscore, and then my user group, or my gift club code of HH. So that will bring that total in there. I'm also going to use some HTML formatting to put some spaces between the fields in my header, and this will make more sense in just a second. So that total string is going to be number space, so those are two spaces. I'll include my bold household giving label, and then I'll add in the value, which is surrounded by $, gift club total for the household gift club. When you're looking at that control info record in HSystem, there's a lot of examples. It includes all of the fields that you can bring in. The wording that it specifically uses for gift club total says, to include specific gift club total, configure using the key as gift club total underscore XXXX, where the XXXX is the gift club to display. For example, if Cyclone Club is the gift club that I want to display, then I would use gift club total underscore CYCL, where CYCL is the gift club code. So here's where the magic happened then. I made that addition into the control info, and as soon as I come back to that constituent record that I was on, it will not be there. Just go to a different constituent record and back to the one you were looking at, and you will see then the household giving pulled from the gift club and displayed in the header. So let's just take a quick look at that actual page. So I'm going to go into administration and into control info setup. And I'm just going to search for H system and make sure you're looking for the correct one. So here is H system, and you can see that I've inserted number space, bold, household giving, plus the gift club total into this H system. I saved it. And then that value shows up right here. The two spaces, then two number spaces, is what's caused this space between the previous label and value, and there's another two spaces afterwards. This is a basic HTML command. So for those of you who are HTML literate, there's other things that you can do. So I just used bold. You could use color. You could create a small button there if you wanted to include those, or other types of HTML borders to enhance the way that things look, these pieces look in the header. Are there other questions that are that come up when we're thinking about including household giving on our pages in one. Let's go back real quickly then and look at the gift club setup that I did for this particular lifetime household giving record. And mine was called HH. I'll let you see this one more time with the household giving and the definition that I have here. And then what I did with club levels. And I just created a single level that I called all and went from $0 to total giving. And I actually should have made that a minimum amount of 1 cent so that we got everybody who had given a gift. And you could have created new levels for that if you wanted to, but that is basic setup. Does anybody have any other questions about household giving and how to sync that up with gift clubs that you have? All right, short and sweet, that's how we like them. If you have further questions, please don't hesitate to call into support and they would be able to help get this set up for you. Thanks, everyone.